Hey everybody, welcome back. It's Motor Trend Radio today at the Los Angeles International Auto Show. Here live, the Advanced Technology Showcase right in the lobby of the West Hall. Come on down and visit. Craig Jackson, the one and only, joining us right now. Barrett-Jackson, by the way, January. It's on your bucket list. I'm going to be there. We're going to be there broadcasting live like we have for the last 17 years. 17 years, Craig. Time flies.
Yeah, it does.
Tell you.
Yeah.
I remember when you were young.
I remember. Yeah, my daughter would have been 2 years old at that time.
I know.
Now she's off to college.
Oh my gosh! I know. Mine got married, and I'm like, I think I'm getting old when your kids start getting married. You know.
Yeah.
So what is going on, man?
Well, this year could be our biggest in history. The salon that we started last year has really grown this year, and the selection of cars is just unbelievable. Very, very rare vehicles coming across the block. Clark Gable's 1955 Mercedes Gullwing 300 SL. Piece of history, Clark Gable's personal car that he drove around, pictures of him.
Is John going to be there, John Gable? I know it's a son that was born after he died.
I did not know that.
Yeah, John Gable. He's about, I'm going to say 50. I don't know how old he's, about 45, 50 years old. Yeah. Matter of fact, I'll put you in touch with him. He ought to be there.
He should.
Yeah.
You know, in that salon, we're selling some of the rarest muscle cars in the world, along with classics. It's just an unbelievable selection. We have a 71 Hemi Cuda convertible, the only one that was ever painted in violet, or as we call it, plum crazy.
Right.
Dodge's name for it. I'm selling the Shelby prototype, the Green Hornet.
Boy, and that's all over the news, that car. That's going to bring millions of dollars.
I'm torn on selling the car.
Well, I saw you on TV, as a matter of fact. What were you on, like garages or?
HD TV, $1 million rooms.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
And you were over there, and I go, there's that car. He's going to sell that car. And they're like, no way, he's not selling that car. And this must have been 6 months ago or so that you were on that TV show. But, yeah, that's all over the place.
I'm torn about it, but...
Well, tell the story on that real quick, because that, the world needs to know this is a piece of history.
It is a piece of history. It's a double prototype. It was a prototype for Ford for the... They were looking at making the California Special a car for the entire country. It followed the footsteps of Little Red, the 1967 prototype car. After it was a Ford prototype car, it was given to Shelby, actually after the show here.
They normally destroy these things.
Yes.
And that's why this is so rare, is the prototype.
It was supposed to have been crushed. Well, that's later in its life. It was supposed to be crushed. So it was first a Ford prototype car. Then it was given to Shelby. Fred Goodell, the head engineer for Shelby America, was playing around with fuel injection on a few cars because they had emissions coming up ahead of them.
Is it a Fuelie?
It is a Fuelie.
Oh.
It's fuel injected, but it's also the only Shelby in history to have independent rear suspension.
Oh, wow.
Look at a Shelby nowadays. They still don't have independent rear suspension, and it has four-wheel disc brakes.
Wow.
It has a lot
Now
of...
I get it. See,
It's
wow.
the crown jewel.
Yeah.
Some ask, why am I selling it? Maybe it was a knee-jerk reaction. In my garage that was on TV, I have monitors behind every car.
Very smart.
And whenever I walked into my garage, that video of Carol talking about the Green Hornet was on there. And one day I left the garage and I said, I either got to lose the video or lose the car, because every time I go into my garage now, I'm sad.
Yeah, because you see Shell.
I see Carol, and it just brings back memories. And, these cars, we're never going to own them for forever.
You're just caretakers for a little bit.
We're caretakers.
Yeah.
I've been a caretaker for a decade on the Green Hornet, taking it to a lot of shows, and it's time for somebody else.
I think that's important to do.
Because I rotate my cars.
It's like hoarding otherwise. My wife always calls me a car hoarder, and I'm like, I'm not hoarding. Yes, you are. Set it free.
And it's a bittersweet thing. It does have a reserve. It's one of the 18 cars in the auction that do have a reserve.
So you're not going to take any chances on that one.
It's got, as we say, it's a safety net, but it should bring more than any other Shelby ever has in history. If it doesn't, it'll go back into my garage.
There you go.
It's truly a piece of history. The visor is signed by Fred Goodell and Carroll Shelby, and Carroll signed it. The one and only Green Hornet.
How cool is that, right?
It is definitely a piece of history. But other great cars we have, two great French classics, a Talbot Lago Grand Sport with coachwork by Frenet, and people remember last year we had the Bentley with coachwork by Frenet. It's a stunning car. A Delahaye that was at Pebble Beach this year in the Sawchuck collection.
I heard a rumor, something very rare, another rare car, and I haven't heard you tell the world yet.
Well, we're announcing it this weekend. We are going to sell Batmobile #1.
Wow.
You know, there's been a lot of clones and replicas,
Sure.
but this is the car.
The real deal.
The real deal. You know, and that's another car sort of like the Green Hornet. It started life as a concept car. It was a 1955 Lincoln Futura concept car.
Who built that? Did Dean Jeffries build that? Who built it?
I believe so.
Yeah. I mean, I think George Barris probably takes a lot of credit for it.
Well, he's the one that took that and really took it to another level.
Right.
But, you know, when they called him to make a car for the TV series, he didn't have much time, so he already owned this car and converted it into the Batmobile.
I gotcha.
So it is a true piece of history for Americana.
Wow, this is going to be a Barrett-Jackson to watch, everybody. You doing the same 40 hours again with speed?
40 hours with speed.
Unreal.
The selection of Shelbys is the best we've ever had at Barrett-Jackson, with barn find cars and the best of the best.
Yeah.
You know, we have this thing on Saturday night we started last year called the Salon, which is the only place in the auction will allow reserve cars. But in between it, in this 5,000 series run, we put, you know, we'll have like a great Duesenberg. We have two great Duesenbergs. We'll have one of those and then two other no reserve cars in between. The cars in between would be the feature car at a regular auction.
Right.
I mean, we've got two Shelbys that the Ring brothers built. We've got some of the best cars on the planet.
You've clearly, you guys have done something that I don't think will ever be able to be duplicated. And that's the best part about it. We get to see history made almost every time that we turn on the TV and watch it on speed or go to these great events. And gosh, hats off to you guys for doing such a great job. Your whole
it's
team.
going to be the best auction, I think, in our 42-year history.
And the date is?
The date's the 15th is when we initially start the festivities off, and then it goes through that next Sunday there in January.
There you go.
It is
mid-January in Scottsdale. No better place on earth to be. Perfect, beautiful weather, and the car show that you'll never forget. Craig Jackson, thank you, brother.
Thank you.
The Batmobile, the one and only Batmobile. I can't believe it, man.
And go to our website, Barrett-Jackson.com, and all the cars are on there. You can see them now.
Fantastic. From the Los Angeles Auto Show, making news right here with Craig Jackson. We'll be right back.